Good morning, everybody. I hope everybody has had a good couple of weeks. As you can see, the gang is all here. There's more in the other room. I have everybody inside because we're getting some pretty heavy rain. So there's Miss Finny hanging up on top there, the fridge. And there's Pete and Chunk and Phoebe and Austin and Willow and Alex. And there's Miss Maggie, who, as you can tell, is quite pregnant, unfortunately. And here is Felix. Yes, Alex, we already said hello to you. And there in the window is Toes, which is too dark right now. You can't see. And there's Sylvester. Hi, buddy. What's up? There goes Toes down the hallway. So, we've had a busy several weeks here. Yes, Alex, we see you. Right? What are you doing, buddy? You a good boy? Yep, you had your breakfast. And you had your treats, and you had your water in the sink, and now you're stuck on my pants with your nails. Thank you. So, Chunk had his surgery, so he's doing good. There's crumbs all over my kitchen floor because I just finished throwing treats out. So Chunk has recovered from his bladder infection, and he has recovered completely from his surgery now, and he did great. Willow goes in to be neutered on April 3rd. I have his appointment. And between Chunk and his bladder infection and Toes had a relapse on his skin infection and things going on at work and things going on at me with trips back to the dentist. Sadly, I was not able to catch Maggie before she went into heat, obviously. So, unfortunately, here we go again. So, as you can tell, she's hiding right now. Right, Miss Austin? What you doing, Miss Maggie? Are you hiding from everybody? As you can tell, Miss Maggie is quite preggo. Here we go again, Miss Maggie. So, we're gonna have babies at some point. I think she's way too far along by the size of her. A lot of times if you go to a spay and neuter clinic, they'll go ahead and just end, the pregnancy. But she's so far along now, I wouldn't feel right doing that, because that's not very nice. So, unfortunately, I am only one person. And with everything else happening, I just didn't catch her in time. So it looks like we're going to go through this one more time. God help us, one more time with a round of kittens. And then that'll be it. So hopefully she won't have a lot. She's looking pretty big, but she looked like this last time and she only had 3. So she's a very petite cat. So she looks pretty huge when she is pregnant. Because she's so petite, she's kind of like Sylvester is, tiny build. Poor Sylvester never got very big. He was always a runt of the litter, and he never grew but so much. And looks like Maggie's about the same. She's also very tiny and petite. So you'll hear my coffee pot is percolating in the background, right? See, the coffee pot's gone wild. It's percolating away, so we've got, let me turn on the light here so we can see. There's Blackie at the front door, and Miss Austin. And, of course, there's Sylvester, there's Willow. My house is a disaster, I apologize, I have to clean today. And Chunky Monkey, and Mr. Felix. And Sylvester's favorite place to be is in the box. Now the battle for the box will ensue. What you think, Blackie? You a good boy? Yeah, I know you want to go outside, but we have to wait to go outside, okay? It is pouring down rain right now. And if you go out there, you're going to get absolutely soaked. So let's see if we can find Toes. And we'll check in on Toes and see how he is. There's Mr. Toes. Mr. Toes is in the other room here. Say hi, Mr. Toes. This is all the litter boxes, so we'll aim up here. I'd clean the litter boxes, but still litter boxes are gross. Say good morning, Mr. Toes. Yeah. You could see where his skin is still healing because he had a relapse. He was doing pretty good, and then he wanted to go outside, and he got outside. So I was like, well, he's doing good. He's being all right, and everything seemed to be going great for a couple of weeks. Right, Tozy? And then all of a sudden I noticed his skin starting to show again, like his hair was thinning in the back. And 3 sores showed up. You can see them a little bit. It's that skin infection. So I immediately kept him inside. Oh, isn't that nice, Alex? He's going, okay, he's going to clean your butt for you. That's very, very thoughtful, too. Thank you. But his skin infection started coming back. So I kept him inside. And it looks like the sores have healed, which is good. They scabbed over. So I'm very glad to see that he has the ability to heal, which is better than he was before. But I haven't let him back outside since, because it seems he's getting into something somewhere that's triggering that skin infection. So as long as no new sores appear and those 3 that showed up heal, I'm not going to worry about him. But if I see any new sores, or if those 3 open back up again, then he's going to have to go back to the vet. All right, Toes. Yeah, we love our Toes. We do. Toes is such a good guy, and he wants more than anything to go outside. And I feel bad, but I can't let you outside, buddy. Yeah. I can't let you outside, buddy. I'm sorry. Yeah, I do love you, though. Let me cover things up a little bit here. I put towels out for everybody to lay on with puppy pads under them, because for a while there, Chunk was pissing on everything. At least that stopped. He's no longer peeing down heat vents and anywhere else he can go, which is good. So I've been doing cleanup. Now here we can see those spots on his back. It's got a nice scab on it now, so I think he's okay. There's the 3. There's 1, 2, and 3. And it's doing good. So as long as that doesn't open up again and start weeping, I think he'll be okay. But if it opens up and it starts bleeding and weeping again, that's how he wound up so anemic last time. And because the poor guy was covered with them. I didn't have any before pictures because he was in such bad shape. I didn't feel right putting that on camera and everything. But if you can imagine previously, his whole back end, his hips and his whole back end, he was bald, no hair. And he was just covered in those little pock marks. Yeah, right, Toes. So he was covered. He was covered. And so thankfully and he was very anemic. And so the antibiotic shots and some good food and lots of love got him back to health. So I just got to be careful that he doesn't get sick again. Right, Mr. Alex? Because we love all of our guys. I've got puppy pads strewn everywhere from when everybody was peeing on things. So everything is a mess. I'll probably film another video when I actually clean the place up and make it look presentable again. But right now, everything's a disaster. Excuse you, Mr. Felix. That is not your scratching post. Thank you, sir. Yes, I know the heat's running. It's cold. It's chilly and rainy out. And there's our Pete. Mr. Pete. You got a nice full tummy now, Mr. Pete? Everybody's happy? Yeah. That's our Pete. Toes is extremely affectionate. And we're glad that you're healing up, Toes, because I was very worried that you were going to be back at the vet every 2 weeks with antibiotic injections. So I'm glad that worked out. So we had a few health problems, and sadly, between everything else I had going on, including Chunk and Toes and dentist appointments, and my car broke down. That was another $400 that I wasn't expecting. Sadly, I was not only unable to catch Miss Maggie, but if I had been able to catch her, chances are I wouldn't have been able to afford getting her spayed. Not yet. It's going to take a little while. So I need a few paychecks to save up again. But like I said, as of now, she's way too far along. I wouldn't feel right trying to do something now. So one more time, right, Sylvester? Say, we'll go through this one more time. And then that'll be the very, very last, because she will not go outside again. And everybody in here is now neutered except for Willow, but Willow goes on April 3rd, so he's not far away from getting it done. And then everybody else in the house is fixed. So if she stays in the house, even if she goes into heat again, nothing's going to happen. So that'll give me some time. So basically what I'm going to be doing today, right, Mr. Willow? Right. What I'll be doing today, since it's a rainy day and I'm staying home, is I'll probably start trying to, 1, clean up this house because it's a disaster. And 2, I'm going to start dragging out the playpens like I had brought out. This one here, let me turn this light on. There we go. I have another puppy pad there because somebody insisted on peeing in the middle of the rug. So I've set up the playpen, and I'm going to start filling it with some towels. I have another one of these that I'm going to put someplace else in the house. I've got to figure out the best way to position it in places to hide it. What I have to do is start building enticing places for her to have her kittens. So I'm trying to make a couple of nice places where she'll feel secluded and safe. There's Blackie sitting up there. What are you doing, buddy? Where she can feel secluded and safe, and so when she's ready to give birth, she can do it there. And then we'll see how it goes. That's all we can do now. Yep, say we didn't quite get to it like we wanted to. It didn't work out, so whether we like it or not, whether we want it or not, we're in for another round, so we might as well make the best of it. Right, honey? Say, I'm sorry, Miss Maggie, I failed you. It was my responsibility to get you taken care of, and I was unable to catch you, and then I got piled under a mountain of crap of my own problems, so it just didn't work out, but that's okay. We'll figure something out. It'll work out, it always does. So in the meantime, we'll make the best of it. So I will try to film a little more often now, and I will make some more videos to follow the end of her pregnancy. I'm not even sure how far along she is. I think she's probably, judging by the size and the shape of her, I think she's only got a couple of weeks left. So, because I think cats are only 2 months. So we'll see what she comes up with. And hopefully this time, Miss Maggie, you hooked up with a nice gentleman cat. You didn't raise a bunch of hooligans like you did last time. We had 3 hooligans last time. My sister was nice enough to take in 2 of them. And they are absolute menaces to society. They're sweet and they're loving, but that was Gigi and Gandalf came from Maggie. If you look at past videos, you'll see Gigi and Gandalf. Gigi was pure black. I'm pretty sure Blackie was Gigi's father. And then Gandalf, the tiger stripe one. And she had a third one that I called Crash, because she insisted on keeping them in that cat tree, which I didn't like because it was high off the ground. But she insisted. And sure enough, at one point, one of them went flying out of it and busted its poor little head. So we had taken it to get looked at. Everything seemed okay. It was just a nasty bump on the head, and we thought everything was fine. And then at like not quite 3 months old, all of a sudden Crash just went to sleep and she never woke up again. So I'm figuring something bigger happened with that we were unaware of at the time. So that was a shame. But Gigi and Gandalf survived, and they are doing very good at my sister's house. They're both very happy. Sometimes my sister is not so happy with them because they are crazy. But they're kittens, you know. Well, they're not kittens anymore. They're 8 months old now, 9 months old. So we'll see, right, Miss Maggie? Hiding in the curtains. We'll see how we go. So I'm going to try to make some stuff for her. Sorry, my refrigerator's probably loud. Going to try to make some stuff for her to be enticed by, to where she'll want to hopefully have her kittens. And then my goal is going to be to try to give her this back room, since the last round of kittens already destroyed the walls and everything. We might as well just let this back room be the kitten room back in here. And I'm going to try to set up some cat beds and stuff like that, some cardboard boxes, anything that'll make her want to gravitate to this room to have the babies. And if she doesn't have them, then when they're old enough to be moved, I will move them there myself with her. And that's how we'll get them in that room, and they'll stay in that room. And then that's how we'll work it. Right, Chunky Monkey? You my good boy? You tell everybody you're a good boy because you're fixed now and you stop peeing on everything? Yeah? And that we had a bonus because when they gave you the antibiotic shot for your bladder infection, it kind of cleared up your nose at the same time. So that worked out. 2 for 1. How about you, Will? It's dark. We need to put the light on. There we go. There's our Willow. Isn't he a handsome guy? You're so handsome. I remember when you were born, you were from Miss Phoebe, right? And Chunk was from Miss Phoebe. And Miss Phoebe is over there on the chair. Say hi, Miss Phoebe. I've got to clean up this house. I have like a disaster of stuff piled everywhere. And Miss Phoebe was one of the ones I was able to catch and have spayed. We got her fixed back in October, so at least we don't have to worry about any more kittens out of her. So the only kitten factory left we have to take care of is Miss Maggie. Well, and Miss Austin. Technically, Miss Austin is not fixed. But I haven't noticed her going into heat. She did once back in January, but she doesn't look any different, so I'm hoping nothing came of it. Because I'm thinking if she had gotten pregnant, something would be showing up by now. But that's Chunk there. But Miss Austin doesn't look any different than she did in January to me. So I'm hoping that she is fine. But she's another one I can't catch. She stays in my house, and she'll eat and stuff in the kitchen, and she'll sleep in the middle room here on a cat bed. But if you make any effort to go near her or touch her, or anything, she is gone. She will run away. If you corner her, it ends badly. She will come out with the teeth and the claws. So I'm just trying to keep everybody inside to keep peace with the neighbors, because I know nobody wants cat poop in their flower beds and nail marks on their cars and all the other things I was accused of, which I understand. So in the meantime, I'm keeping everybody in as often as I can. I can't keep them in 24/7 because they'll all kill each other. It's too small a house to have that many cats inside. But I have some plans that I hope are going to work out, which I am looking forward to if it's going to work. I am trying to make plans to build a enclosed porch. So my back porch right now is it's a simple 12 by 12 deck, but I'm looking to hopefully make it a enclosed porch, or at least a screened-in porch. And I'm trying to do something to make it cat-proof, with a roof, of course, and everything. And instead of using regular screening, I'm going to try to use like a either like a chicken wire or a pet cage or something. I know they have pet screening, but I don't know how strong that would be to actually contain them for a long period of time. It's fine on a window. That's what I have on the windows, is pet screening. And they sit and look out there, but I don't know if I would trust a whole enclosure with just a screen. Because these are cats, and anybody, you guys know how destructive they can be when they put their mind to it. Like, if they want out, they're going to freaking get out. So I'm going to try it with maybe some kind of chicken wire. I don't know. I have a small construction company coming, and they specialize in roofing and sunrooms and screen porches and stuff like that. They're a local company, really nice, and they fixed my roof before, so I know them already. I know they do good work, and I'm going to try to see if I can figure out how to close in the back porch so that there's that much more room where everybody can go out on the back porch and enjoy some fresh air, so they can kind of be outside without being outside, so they're not a nuisance to the... What are you doing, Chunk? Chunk's got zoomies. What are you doing? What are you doing? Willow says, "What's your problem, dude?" Chunk has zoomies. I'm gonna mess up my funky beach towel cover up on my recliner there. Which also has a puppy pad under it from when he was peeing on my recliner. I pretty much figured out how to carpet tile my entire house with puppy pads. Listen, that's the second time you grabbed me somewhere this morning and drawn blood. You just hit my hand and you hit my ankle earlier. Listen. You chunky monkey. It's a good thing I love you. It's a good thing I love you. Yeah, I know. It's me, though. Come on. I'm the lady that gives you extra treats and scoops your poopy box. Be nice to me, huh? Okay? Truce? He's wired for sound today. He's been running all over the house all morning. Anyway, so, yeah, I'm going to try to close in the back porch and to give them more space to go where they can get away from each other a little bit. And then I had seen another thing that was pretty cool that was like it's like a little screen house, and it's specifically made for cats, so it's got like a certain gauge of chicken wire and that kind of thing, and you basically build it in like your backyard, and it's pretty big. It's the size of like a 12 by 10 area, so it'd almost be like another deck. And then you can set it up, and it's got a door up near the roof of it. So what you do is you build it like in your backyard, and then you build a almost like a walkway that attaches to a window in your house. And then when you open the window in your house, they can walk down the walkway, which is all enclosed, and go into this big screened house kind of thing. And they're pretty cool. So I'm going to try to save up some money. I might try that and the porch. Or if I can afford the porch, closing in the back porch, I might do that first. and see how that goes, and then add the additional screened-in house later. I don't know, because I've got to be careful, of course, like everybody else does these days, on how much I spend. So I'm trying to get some estimates and get some ideas on what certain things cost, so I can... What are you doing, you wacko? What certain things cost, so that I can try to make the best living spaces possible, so that I can keep them all contained, so they don't bother anybody, which keeps me out of trouble. And then at the same time, they have somewhere safe to live out their life until I can either move and get a bigger house, or if I find places that they can be rehomed to. I just kind of feel bad doing that, because some of these guys have been with me for a long time. You know, like I would never rehome Alex and Katie and Finny, because they've been with me for 8 years, 9 years. And then Sylvester, I bottle fed, because he fell out of someone's kayak when they were loading it up in the neighborhood, and they brought it to me. They found him in the mud crying. He was 10 days old, I think. Looked like his mom had abandoned him, so I had taken him in and bottle fed him. So I'm kind of attached to the little booger, even though he's a nightmare. Alright, Sylvester, even though you're kind of a demon from hell, I still love you, because we've been through a lot together. There's Miss Katie. I sneeze, I had to stifle, sorry. And Felix has been with me for years. He's one of Miss Austin's babies from, God, what? How old are you now, Felix? You've got to be at least 5 now. If Alex and Katie and them are 8, then you're probably 5, because if they're 8, Finny is 7, so you're 5 or 6. Yeah, it's like, you know, might even be 6, I think. Because they kind of came one right after the other. You know, they came in waves as the people were dumping and kittens were being born. I was just kind of adopting and keeping whoever stayed. Just because, you know, I was feeding them, so it was my responsibility, I felt. So slowly, over time, it took me like 13 years. It's not like I just went out and bought 12 cats, you know. But over 13 years, that's what wound up happening. So now we've got 12, and however many more Maggie decides to dump on us, which is going to be way too many. So, but some of them I'll try to rehome. Like if I can catch Austin and get her spayed, even though she doesn't seem to be breeding anymore. I don't trust that. I'll still get her spayed. And Maggie, after she has this litter and she's done nursing them, I will get her spayed. And then they like to be outside like 90% of the time anyway. So they're probably a couple that I'll see if my coworker can take at her farm. It's just some of them have gotten so used to the posh living of indoor cat life that I wouldn't feel right now being like, you know, okay, now you can go live on a farm instead, where you have like nothing, no big house, you know, you've got a barn and you've got hay and straw. And you eat like once a day and you catch mice, and that's your life now, you know, which they might love. Maybe they'll love that. I don't know. But I kind of feel bad and guilty being like, you know, you live in the posh life and now I'm just going to toss you into a barn. You know, I don't feel right doing that. So I'm going to try to make it work with what I got, I think, if I can. Except for Austin and Maggie, because they really are not, they're not friendly kitties. You know, they don't like to be around people. They don't like to be touched. You can't pet them. You can't love on them. You know, you can occupy the same room with them, and that's about it. And even that, it took them months to get to that point. All right, what's going on over here? What's the matter, Miss Katie? What's the matter, Miss Katie? Is Chunky Monkey picking on you? Are you picking on her, Chunk? You need to leave Miss Katie alone. Right, Miss Katie? You need to tell him, leave me alone. So, listen, son, you are cruising for a bruise, and if I were you, I wouldn't be messing with Miss Katie. Because Miss Katie will F you up. And she will not apologize for it either. I'm just saying. That is the face of a cat that's about to open up a 20-pound can of whoop ass on you. I'm just saying. Right, Miss Katie? At least your chances are better against Sylvester. He's closer to your size. Katie will just demolish you. But anyway, so those are my plans. So we will be watching Miss Maggie and see how the rest of her pregnancy goes. And hopefully I'll have more to report in April when I get the estimates for creating a screened-in porch. And then I'll try to do, if I can do it, I'll try to do it before and after. And then I'll think about the actual screen room that's specifically built for cats. And I'll use that as another alternative or possibly an addition later on. Because I have no idea how much an enclosed screen room is going to cost. You know, I'm expecting at least a couple $1,000s, if not more, which I don't have, but I could always try to get a, like a loan or something to do that. The banks have got some things, if the rates aren't too crazy. And I can see if it's something that's possible or not. But you never know till you try, right? So that's what we'll do. We'll try. Worst case scenario, I do know that those actual screen room, they call them catios, that's specifically made for cats. A lot of those come in kits that you can buy, and they sell them like on all over the place. Like Amazon has them, Wayfair I think has them, lots of places have them. And they're not horribly, I mean, they're expensive, but they're not thousands. They're like, I think $500 or $600 for a big one. But then you have to have somebody who knows. You have to have like a really good carpenter to know how to do it. And fortunately, I have my coworkers. One of them who has been a friend of the family for years now. And he's the one that helped me rebuild the deck when it was falling apart back in 2019. So I know that he has enough skill and knowledge to at least put that together, He does really great on projects like that. He's very, very good. He knows how to do a little bit of everything. He's fantastic. So he wouldn't take on big jobs like a whole roof or something like that. But something like that I know is well within his ability to handle. And I know he'll do a great job. So that at least I know is in the more affordable range. So that's going to be my plan B. So the screened-in porch is plan A, and the portable, I guess you could call it. It's kind of portable. I mean, you put it up in your backyard, but like if you move or something, you just take it apart and take it with you. It's not like it's a permanent fixture. That'll be my plan B, and we'll take it from there. And we'll see how it all goes. Right, Mr. Alex? You can see Alex's little white eyebrows from up above. Did you know that, Mr. Alex? When we look down on you, we can see your eyebrows. Where your hair is. You got one eye glowing. That's pretty funny. There you go. That's my guy. He's getting all white on his face, bless his heart. He's getting to be a little bit of an old man for a cat. A little bit of an old man for a cat. But anyhow. Okay, well, I think I've rambled on for more than a half hour now, which is usually what happens when I film in the morning before coffee. Because half the time I'm just babbling. But I just wanted to check in with everybody and make sure everyone was doing okay, right, Mr. Alex? And we'll let you know how it goes with Willow and his surgery. And we'll let you know what's going on with Miss Maggie. Right, Alex? Yeah. And we'll see what happens from there. In the meantime, we'll sit and watch the rain. Okay, guys, I hope everybody has a good week. Bye-bye.